Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the room. We are glad that you are back on tonight. It is another Thursday night. We thank God for allowing us to get through this day, to this point in the day. And thank God that He allowed us to be alive and well, such as we are. You know the routine. Go ahead and like, love, and share with the kinfolk, with your family, with the people, with your friends, with the people who you don't even know. Just go ahead and share it because I guarantee there is something for everybody in here on tonight in the room. And so, again, we want to thank God for allowing us to be alive and to be well, such as we are. I don't know about you. I'm just grateful, just grateful, just grateful. Sometimes you just have those moments of gratitude where you just sit and you just think about all that's happening in the world. And then you just start saying, you know what, God, it could have been another way in my life. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It could have been another way, but thank you. So, welcome to the roommates on tonight. Those of you who are normally in here with us, if you are new to this space, welcome. I'm Dr. Gina Crawford, and this is the room. And so this is the place where we talk about what we talk about in life. So again, go ahead and like, love, and share. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel, LSCM633. We want to make sure that you get the notifications so you will be in the room when things go down. So if you would just say, hey, just what's up? How you doing? How's it going? Good to see you, girl. Where you been? How you been? So again, welcome to the room. This is the place again where we talk about what we talk about, like, love, and share. On tonight, I think we're going to talk about a topic that all of us have faced. And sometimes we try to hide it. Sometimes we try to pretend that it's not real. Sometimes we try to sweep it up under the rug. Sometimes we try to uh, put on a brave face about it. And so tonight, and I think we talked about this not too long ago. Tonight we're going to talk about again frustration. 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 So we are living in a time where people are just frustrated, aggravated, all the eighties about everything in life, everything that's happening in the world, the economy, the church, you name it, people are frustrated by it. And so tonight we want to dive into take a deeper dive into this thing called frustration. And so sometimes we think frustration is the enemy, but what if frustration really isn't the enemy that we think it is? What if frustration really is not the enemy that we think it is? So if you talk about frustration, for anybody willing to admit that you have been frustrated lately, I mean, you saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. You can shout with the best of them. You can speak in the best tongues. Like you have award winning tongues, and yet you still frustrated. You still frustrated. Everybody loves you. It looks like all the things are going well in your life, but some point, yeah, I don't know, you don't know what it is, but you frustrated. Still frustrated. Still frustrated. And so, you try to put on a brave face. You try to smile when you're around people. You try to, say the right things. You try to do the right things. But there's still a part of you that's frustrated about something. Frustrated about something. So we're gonna take a deeper dive into frustration on tonight. So frustration is literally that emotional response to stress. Is that emotional response to that thing that is unsettled in you. It's an emotional response to that thing where it's like, okay, God, if you could just get rid of this part, if you could just get rid of this little bit of agitation right here, if I could figure out this little part in my life, if I could just get an answer to this, if I could just get people to get settled in this area, if I can get people just to understand me in this area just a little bit clearer, then I think this response that I'm responding with, it will kind of go away. It'll kind of subside. But there's that thing, kind of like that thorn in your side, that thorn in your flesh, where you can't get rid of it. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. Even though sometimes you feel like you have dealt with it, it keeps reoccurring. It keeps coming back. It keeps coming back. And so you're trying to figure out why. Why is it that you're frustrated? You're trying to figure out why. Why is your response to certain areas in life? Why is it causing you stress? Why is this particular thing causing you to be unsettled? Can I share with us already? If you look at the word stress, if you rearrange the letters in the word stress, you get the word rest. Yeah. You get the word rest. Could it be that your stress is caused because you refuse to rest? Because you're trying to juggle everything at one time, because you're trying to handle everything. Because remember, you're the strong one. Remember, you're the person that solves everybody's problem. Everybody comes to you. Remember, you're the person that has it all together. So, could it be that some of this frustration that we're feeling is we, myself included, is because it's self inflicted? Because if it's an emotional response to stress, could it be that the issue with the stress is the fact that we choose not to rest? Because we have been conditioned to think that we always got to keep going. You can't sit down because if you sit down, you're lazy. You can't stop because if you stop, you're a quitter. It's not that you're stopping. At some point, you're going to have to rest. You're going to have to be still. You're going to have to give yourself a moment to rest, to recharge, and to rejuvenate. So, this stress that you're feeling, this out of your emotions because of frustration, could it be not only are you choose not to rest, but you choose not to rest in Him? You choose not to rest in Him. And so we're trying to do things ourselves and we're trying to blame it on the always blaming it on the enemy, always blaming it on another person. So when you're talking about frustration, you're talking about this emotional response to stress, the fact that you choose not to get rest, and it makes you feel angry. It makes you feel angry. It makes you feel annoyed. You become impatient and people can see it. You start snapping on people, people trying to figure out what's wrong with you. You start hindering your own progress. Things start to get blocked. You start feel like you're a failure. All of these things kind of come along with frustration. It comes with frustration. And so oftentimes what happens is we are frustrated and we are stressed out because of unmet expectations. So here's the thing with unmet expectations. It's not that other people have placed them on us. Oftentimes we have placed them on ourselves due to comparison, due to this list that we created. You know, the list where you're supposed to be married by 25, supposed to have your first kid at 27. Wait a minute, let me back up. Supposed to graduate from college at 22. Supposed to be married by 25. Supposed to have your first kid at 27. Second kid by 30. You're supposed to, retire by, let's see, maybe 60, 65. And so none of these things are happening in your life. As a matter of fact, the opposite of everything has happened in your life. The opposite of what was on that list. And so now you're frustrated because you feel like you have not met the expectations in life. But whose expectations were they? Who put them on you? Who told you you had to be married by 25? Who told you had to have your first kid by 27, second by 30? Who told you had to have 2.5 kids in that white picket fence with a husband, a wife, and a dog, and 2 cats and a fish? Who told you that? And so now we're angry. We're angry at people. We're angry at God. We're angry with ourselves, all because of this thing called frustration. So it comes from us having unmet expectations. And now the other issue is it comes from us having like we have issues that we haven't resolved. We have issues that we haven't resolved. Can I share something with y'all real quick? Okay, so y'all know technically it's still winter where we are. Technically, it's still winter. Technically, it's still winter. I know you had your sandals on. Y'all couldn't wait to let them toes out them shoes. You couldn't wait to put your little shorts on. It's still winter. So what happened was today here in Georgia, well, in the ATL area, it got a little chilly. After being 79, 80 something degrees over the weekend, it got a little chilly. So winter had to remind us, hey, my season is not done. My season is not done. And so you have people who were a little agitated, people who were a little frustrated. Well, how come it was hot the other day? It was 82 degrees, and now it goes back down and it's cold outside, and I got to put my little frustration set in. But the season wasn't done. The frustration came up because people were trying to rush the season. Could that be the same thing that's happening in your life and possibly mine? Could it be that the season is not done and you're trying to rush to get out of it? Frustration. Frustration. The season that you're in is not done. There's some things that you still need to be developed. There's some things that God still needs to work out in you. So you trying to rush the season and now you're frustrated. God, I should have been out of this by now. God, this thing should have been settled in my life by now. Not if you weren't developed. Not if you aren't developed. Not if you're not ready for it. So oftentimes we try to rush to get out of certain seasons. I know it don't feel good. And yes, it can be frustrating because you're looking at so and so. Now, God, she was only in that season for a month. We've been going through the same thing. I went through the same, we had the same, almost the same testimony verbatim. You let her out in a month. I'm rolling up on 3 years. What's up? Now you frustrated because of comparison. And what you did not know is the reason that she got out of that season in 1 month is because she did everything that God told her to do. She didn't tell you that part, did she? She did everything that God told her to do. She was obedient. And so the reason we 3 years still in, we quit every 5 seconds. We quit every month. And then come back, okay, God, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. So now sometimes you gotta start over. Frustration. Because we chose not to rest in Him. Because of that stress that has been the onset of stress caused by self-inflicted actions. So frustration, unmet expectations. By who? Expectations that you placed on yourself. Expectation that came from you looking at the world saying that you should be at a certain place at a certain age. Expectations to say that because you live in a certain socioeconomic status that you should have this, you should have that, you should have this. Expectations, oh, here it is, because you've been in ministry for this amount of years. And breathe. You should have seen this. God, we should be here by now. Unmet expectations. So let me tell you about frustration. You know how we quote these scriptures, right? So we quote Romans 8:28, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who called according to His purpose. And so I love the way that the Living Bible puts it. It says, and we know that all things that happen to us is working for our good if we love God and are fitting into His plans. What if the frustration that you're feeling is a part of your all things? What if the frustration that you're feeling, the all things that work together, the all things that work together for good to them that love God? What if the frustration is a part of your all things? What if it's not the enemy? What if it's not other people? What if it's really a part of your all things that's working together for your good? Can't be. Can't be. God wouldn't do me like that. Possibly if He's trying to get something out of you. So here's the thing about frustration. Because frustration keeps you from being stagnant. Because you're trying to figure out something. You're trying to say, I can't stay in this space long. So it keeps you from being stagnant. That's a part of that all things working together for your good. Frustration because you're not just going to sit there and let it bother you. It's not going to just sit there and let it irritate you. You're going to try to figure this thing out. So it causes you to stay before God. And so what if the frustration keeps you from being stagnant? What if the frustration that you're experiencing is keeping you from being comfortable? What if God is saying, "Hey, I'm going to use this little agitation right here. I'm just going to nitpick everything, every little thing. It's just going to bother you until you do something. It's going to bother you until you get out of that comfort zone." What if the frustration is a part of your all things working together for your good? So you got to look at this thing a different way. You got to look at this thing a different way. What if so think about if you were not frustrated. Would you be doing all the things that you're doing now? Would you be trying to find solutions? Would you be seeking God as much as you're seeking Him right now? If you were not frustrated, if you weren't frustrated. So even though you're feeling this way, even though emotionally you're like, okay, I can't handle this, I can't take it, I'm angry, I'm annoyed, I'm just snapping at people. What if that's a part of your all things? So here's the other piece about frustration. Frustration will keep you from being hypocritical because people gonna see it. You can say you good, you can say you cool, you can say it's gravy, but it's not because it's seeping through your pores. It's in your conversation. It's in the way that you look. It's in your body language. It's in the way that you dress. Everybody can tell you frustrated. Everybody knows something wrong with you, but you choose not to admit it. Frustration can keep you from being hypocritical. Frustration can keep you from being a hypocrite. Because at some point you're gonna have to admit something. At some point you're gonna have to tell the truth about how you really feel. At some point. That's a part of your all things. That's a part of your all things. Here's the other piece. Going along with that piece about hypocrisy. What if frustration keeps you from being an imposter? We're good at pretending. Some of us have mastered the art in pretending. We have a degree in pretendology, master's, doctorate in it all, at every level. What if the frustration keeps you from pretending? What if the frustration keeps you from being an imposter and you really have to sit with who you are for real? You really have to practice being your authentic self because people can tell when you're not. People can tell when you're angry. People can tell when there's something that's not settled with you. Part of your all things. So you got to turn that thing around. So what if the frustration is a part of God's plan to expose some unresolved issues that you have? What if? What if that frustration is saying, hey, you trying to act like certain things don't bother you, trying to act like you're over certain things. But what if the frustration is part of God's plan to expose the things that you still need to work on? The things that you kind of, people kind of excuse because it's you. The thing that people kind of say, well, that's just how they are. That's just how they are. It's no big deal. But what if the frustration is God saying, no, but I can't let them stay that way? I can't let her say that way. I can't let him say that way. I can't make him think and allow him to think that all is well because there are some things that need to be exposed. There are some areas that still need to be developed. What if that's the part of God's plan for you about this frustration? What if it's intentional? He's intentionally exposing those areas, those unresolved issues that you have covered up, that you have put makeup on, that you have dressed up, but they're still there. Because the assignment is so great on your life. The call of God is so great on your life until he does not want anything to be a hindrance, including frustration. He does not want anything to be a hindrance, especially those things that are unresolved. But we've gotten used to it. We've gotten used to it. We've allowed other people to enable our frustrations. Oh no, well, she's frustrated because. But what if God is saying, okay, I'm gonna need you to deal with that. I'm gonna need you to figure out a way to deal with that. The issue is, why he wants to deal with it. You know why he's exposing it? Because frustration can cause it can cause inconsistency. You get frustrated, you quit. You get frustrated, you take a little break for a couple of months, for a couple of years. You go off the grid. It causes you to be inconsistent. I'm just gonna put this down because this is bothering me. I'm going to put this to the side because it's causing me to think too much. I'm going to put this to the side because it's causing me to come out of this comfort zone and I'm not ready for that. What if that's a part of God's plan? Frustration can cause you to be inconsistent. This is not the time to be inconsistent. Not in the times that we're living in. This is not the time to be disobedient. Being frustrated can cause you to have lack of discipline. Inconsistency. I'm just gonna quit. I'll try again. I'll try it again later. This get on my nerves. It's too much. I'm just gonna put it down. I'll try it again later. Sometimes later never comes, and you have forfeited the assignment. The assignment that God was using, God chose you to use to be a blessing to somebody else. So now somebody else is waiting, just sitting there waiting, just waiting patiently for you, but you frustrated. So you quit. But you frustrated. So you stopped. But you frustrated. It's all about you. Frustration leads to complaining. Complaining about everything. Complaining about everything. Everything. Like frustration leads to that person whose nothing is ever right. Nothing is ever good. Good morning. Woo, yeah, it's too cold. All right. Good morning. Woo, it's too hot. Okay, you just said the other day it was too cold. So now it warmed up. Now you're hot. Now you're upset about the heat. Okay. So you said, well, all right, frustrated because now gas is too high. But God has given you the money to put the gas in your car. You're frustrated because the price of food is too high. Well, your pantry is not empty. Frustration can lead to complaining, which leads to us being ungrateful. See how that's a trickle down effect? It's not so much the enemy, it's something going on inside of you. Ungratefulness. Frustration can lead to setbacks because you have not met these expectations. Life has not gone the way that you have planned it. So you quit. So now it causes setbacks. So now you feel like everybody else is going ahead of you. No, it's not that. You quit. You stopped. They kept going. They kept going. They sat and they were able to rest stress. They were able to rest from the stress. They were able to sit with God and say, hey, God, deal with me. Deal with me. Deal with me. At some point, for some of us, we are going to have to sit down and say, God, show me me. It is so easy for me to blame other people. It is so easy for me to blame certain situations. But God, I need you to sit and deal with me. Expose me. Frustration can lead to cloudiness of thought. You can't think clear. You can't think clearly when you're frustrated. You cannot think clearly because all these things are going off in your mind. All these things are rattling in your mind. You think everybody's talking about you. You think everybody's upset with you. You're trying to figure out a way to please everybody. All these thoughts, all these things are going in your mind. Frustration. Frustration. And so here it is. Now, this is the part where the enemy comes in. So the enemy wants you to think that life is just not worth living. It's just not worth it. Why stay alive? Life is just not worth it. When are you ever going to be satisfied? Nothing ever goes right for you. See how you go down this little rabbit hole? So if that's you today, sit with God. Sit with him. Rest in him. God, show me me. Show me me. Where are the unresolved things in my life? That I'm trying to help everybody else solve their issues, but I'm too afraid to look at mine. Because it may cause me to have to think about some things that I buried a long time ago. It may cause me to have to even forgive some people that I have yet to forgive. It may even cause me to hold myself accountable and to be held accountable by other people who I know love me. Ooh, that's a part of your all things working together for your good. Imagine that. Imagine that. So what if you allowing God to deal with your frustration, you allowing God to deal with your unmet expectations, you allowing God to sit and say, hey, expose me. What is it? Tell me. I don't want it to continue to be a hindrance. I don't want it to continue to be an obstacle because there's too much that God is calling all of us to do, especially for the times that we're living in, y'all. People tripping, like for real. And so here's the piece. We are wasting time a lot of times being frustrated. Well, God, I didn't get this. And God is like, yeah, I know. Because the last time I gave it to you, you made it your God. The last time I gave it to you, remember that last time, that last list you gave me? And I was like, okay, all right, he good for it. Okay, she good for it. But then I started to hear from you less and less because those things became your God. Those things, you use those things to replace me. So yeah, I had to bring it on back a little bit. This time I have to make it just a little bit, make you wait just a little bit longer. Because I want to make sure that it's me that you want and not just what's in my hand. So whatever season you're in, don't rush it. I know. I know. Y'all don't think I know? I know. Trust me, I know. God, can we speed this up a little bit? We kind of been doing this in this same space for a little long time here, yeah. Well, let's sit down and let's talk about it. Why? Well, it's because no, not they, you. There's some things you have that's unresolved, and God is using the frustration to expose it. It's okay. It's not over. You're not lost. You haven't lost. You still in the game. It's still all good because he's working it for your good. He's working it for our good. So I hope and pray that this was a blessing to you on tonight. I really want you to share this with somebody because there are some people who are literally sitting in silence because they are frustrated. They are frustrated. They're trying to figure out why they have not moved past this point in life. They're trying to figure out why things are not working out for them because they refuse to be exposed. They refuse to sit in his presence. They refuse to say, God, there's some stuff that's going on with me. Okay, reveal me to me. It's not always to other people. Sometimes it's us. If we keep it real, it is. So when you talk about all things working together for our good, he's going to use it all. He's going to use it all. That season of frustration that you were in, that season of frustration that you may be in now, it's not going to be wasted. It's not going to be wasted, but you've got to be willing to be exposed. You've got to be willing because, again, you got to be willing. You don't want the inconsistency, the lack of discipline, the complaining, the ungratefulness, the setbacks, the cloudiness of thought, frustration, frustration. God is like, no, let's deal with this because it's gonna keep you from being stagnant. I'm gonna use this thing to keep you from being comfortable. I'm gonna use this thing to keep you from being a hypocrite. I'm gonna use this thing to keep you from being an imposter, and I'm gonna call you forth to be who you really are. So let's deal with it. Let him show you the unresolved issues that you have in your life. And sometimes we want to say that the unresolved issues are with other people. What if the unresolved issues are with you? Because you're disappointed in you. You're disappointed in the things that you've done. You're disappointed in the things that you have not done. For a lot of us, some of us are a lot of people, you're grieving the life that you thought you were going to have. And so now you're living from a place of frustration because you feel with regret. You feel with God, if I could just go back and if I knew then what I know now. Frustration. An emotional response to stress. In that word stress is rest. Rest in him. Rest in him. Rest in him. Sit with him. Allow him to expose you. And I love the fact that he loves us so much. He was like, I'll show you in private. I ain't got to blast you in front of everybody else. I'll expose this stuff in private. It's okay if you cry. It's okay if you sit back there and you just sit and you just rocking. It's okay if you get angry. It is okay. It ain't no surprise to him. You ain't gonna hurt his feelings. He's God. So I hope this was a blessing to you on the night. I had to sit with this for myself. Yeah, I had to sit with this for myself. God, there were some areas I was like, well, God, this is not working. And this, and he was like, yeah, okay, let's sit down. Let me talk to you for a second. Gina, it's not them. It's you. Oh, it is. Oh. Well, God, it can't be me because yeah, we had a little rift going on there for a minute. Then he was like, okay. Then God started pulling out the books. Okay, so you remember. No, this y'all. No, we say he forgets stuff, right? Sometimes he'd be like, hey, remember? Mm-hmm. And go back and look at your journal from 1972. Uh-huh. Yeah. I remember when you said 1994? Yeah. Well, God, these journal entries started looking the same every year. Yeah, that's why you frustrated. Because you won't let me truly deal with it. All right. Here it is. Here I am. Let's deal with it. It's not the people holding you back from your assignment. It's you. I know. It don't even the finances. It's you. It's how you choose to not sit in his presence and to let God show you who you really are. To let God deal with all that stuff that you've been carrying, that you've been holding on to. So here we are, another Thursday evening, in the room, talking about what we talk about. Sometimes talking about what we don't want to talk about. So I pray that you will share this with somebody, like, love, and share all those good things. If you want to know more about LSCM 633, please feel free. You can go to Linktree, which takes you to our website, lscm633.com. And if you want to sew, if you're led to sew on tonight, you can do so via Cash App at $ LSCM633. See, I got all choked up right there. It just means so much to me. So I pray that, again, you will share this with somebody, that you will take this and sit down and think about it. Like, literally do the work, put in the work. What is frustrating you? What is frustrating you? Who is frustrating you? And get to the root of it. Ask God to help you to get to the root of it, so that it can be resolved, so that you can freely be who God called you to be, so that you can freely walk fully and boldly into all the things that He's called you to do. I'm serious, for real. You'll see a difference. You will definitely notice a difference. Once you take full responsibility for your part in this level of frustration that you're experiencing, it'll shift. Once you change your perspective, it'll shift. I'm telling you, it will. It will. It will. I promise you it will. It will. So listen, I pray that you have a great weekend. We have a few more days of winter. As you can tell, fall and winter, those are my seasons. I know it's cold and it's snowing and it's raining and it's all that other stuff, but I just love it though. I mean, hey, that's just who I am, right? So, yeah, a couple more days in this season in the natural. And for some of you, that's what God is literally saying to you. Just a few more just a few more rises and setting of the sun. That's it. That's it. So listen, I love y'all. God bless you. I pray that you have a great night. I pray that you have a great weekend. Let me tell you something. Be safe out there. If you if you think that we can let up on prayer, if you think that we can kind of chill and relax and take a back seat and just kind of let things pan out, this is not that season. It's never that season for it. But look at what's happening around us. This is why you got to be free from this thing. Show up to the spaces. We talked about showing up last week. Show up to the spaces in the place that God is telling you to show up to. Get all the necessary tools that you need. Do all the necessary things that you need to do so that you can be free from these things that are keeping you in bondage unnecessarily. It's not that you have to be in bondage, it's because we choose to be. So I love you. A couple of things, for those who you need that extra oomph. Get into these spaces. You have so many places and so many spaces that God is saying, "Hey, I'm still giving you time and tools. I'm still giving you time and tools. This is not the only space. This is just one of the spaces that God is affording us to be able to be privy to." I want to share with you Pray 365, Apostle Dr. Latrice Williams, um, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every single day. Every single day. Time and tools. Time and tools. Show up to your church. Show up to your church's Bible study. Time and tools. For P2, every Monday morning, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, when we pray, time and tools. So we got to stop acting like we don't know what to do. We have to stop acting like we don't know where to go. You just got to show up. The time and the tools are there. The tools are there. You feel like you don't have the time. And that's what leads to frustration. It's not that you don't have the time. It's a lot of time you won't make the time. You won't take the time. Listen, I also want to share with you the Power Table. For those of you who know, I am a co-managing partner of Catalyst Consulting. Yay, Catalyst 360 Consulting. And so the Power Table is coming April 11th. You'll see all of that information on social media platforms. So look, this is for entrepreneurs. This is if you even remotely think you got it out there. Talk about frustration. Talk about having an idea and don't know what to do with it. Talk about having a business or a ministry and you have not a clue as to next step. Time and tools. God has given them to you. Giving them to you. So check out our social media pages. Listen, let me tell you something. Every week we are here until God says, "Don't be here no more." So we are here in the room. Don't forget, coming November 7th. Registration is coming very soon. November 7th. The Room Experience Live. We're back again this year. This year our theme is what? The birthing room. So we thank God for all that He's doing in these spaces. Get into these spaces. Oh, listen, y'all. Another Brother Cares. Another Brother Cares is having their first gathering. They're in person, their conference. They're having their first conference in July 18th. You don't want to miss it. And so, again, God has given us tools, He's given us time to get into these spaces. Listen, I love y'all. I pray God's blessing upon you. Y'all take it easy in these Jesus streets. Holla.